Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. I'm back again for your December 2014 monthly horoscopes. This is for everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Pisces. I am traveling to my new home and staying at a hotel. That's where I am right now. But I am doing readings in the evenings every day, so you guys are more than welcome to email me. My email is elizabetholson31@gmail.com, so we could set up a time to do a private reading, because these are general readings. So if you want something more specific, you'll want to do a private reading. Anyways. So I've been shuffling here, and I'm just gonna lay out a spread for you. I am going to be doing my mid-December readings as well, a couple weeks, so stay tuned for those. Okay. Got a really interesting spread here. It's funny, this card did come up in Aquarius's, these two actually. And the card is, Pisces, because this is you. This is the fish, the girl who's half fish, half woman. She is really in a very contemplative state. She's taking a time out. She is not focused. And when I think of Pisces, I think of the person that isn't naturally focused, that it takes a lot of effort for them to focus. I feel like the number one challenge for Pisces is to focus on somebody else's emotions and connect with somebody else's emotions. I feel like the problem for you a lot of times is you're so overwhelmed with your own emotions that you don't necessarily focus enough on other people's. And this can be very challenging and annoying for those people who want to share and connect with you, but they can't quite connect on an emotional level. So that said, I feel like right now you need to take a time out if you haven't taken a time out, but this is also just an inability to focus, inability to concentrate. I feel like that's the main thing. You're not really concentrating well. And the reason you're not concentrating well is because you have this legal stuff going on. Or you're going through a period of indecisiveness. You're not sure. You're kind of going back and forth. Should I do this? Should I not do this? And there's certain elements that go into this card. Usually this is legal resolution. But it can also mean to weigh something. Just like the scales going back and forth. There's elements here: compromise, morality, duty, karma. Things need to kind of things will end up fair, basically. But there's just different elements. It's sort of like, do you compromise or do you not compromise? Do you do the right thing or do you not do the right thing? Do you, I feel like there's an element of karma. So it's sort of like, is it your duty to do something, maybe because of karma, or not? Do you stay with someone or not stay with someone? It's just that kind of thing. It's just, you're weighing it. And because you're weighing it, it's sort of just like you're in the fog right now. The foundation's actually really interesting. The foundation is really the Fool, which is going for it, taking a leap of faith. So in the distant past, you took a leap of faith, and this is always good. This is always positive. The universe loves it when we take a leap of faith. Why? Because we get to trust. We get to say, even though I've got no money, I'm going to do this anyways. And it's going to work out. And trust that it's going to work out. So at some point you did that. And in the recent past, you had, or you were dealing with a Capricorn male. Could also be, you have Capricorn in your chart. Or it just, you were doing a lot, basically. The Capricorns do a lot with their hands. They're the builders, electricians, the plumbers. They do a lot with their hands. So it's, the magician can really do it all. The magician takes one element, takes something, it's the, they take a key card, to the hotel, and they turn it into an apple, into something really magical. And so it's sort of like being able to do a lot and make the most out of it, make the best out of it, that's kind of what was going on. That's the distant past. Interestingly, you have this sad, the sad energy crowning you, which means you feel kind of lonely. You feel like, sad, maybe over a breakup, maybe just over being lonely. You feel really lonely, like maybe you can't, find, a guy. Maybe you've tried to date before and you're having a hard time finding a guy. If you're a Pisces male, you may have broken up with this girl, or you may be dealing with a girl who's wants to be alone, or you may be dealing with, feelings like this yourself. You may feel like you're kind of sad. You may feel like, you don't have a lot. Friends, and you want more friends, but you don't really know how to get more friends. It's sort of like nature's your friend. Nature really loves you. When I talk about this card, it's about being optimistic, and realizing that there is good around you. There are, people that do love you, even though it doesn't feel like they do. And it's just feelings of sadness, kind of just being overwhelmed with that. It's kind of like the rainy day card. It's feeling like, it is. November is actually one of my least favorite months. That and March, and I know this is a December card, but I'm recording this at the end of November, and there's no leaves on the trees anymore. It's not green outside. It's gray, it's dismal, it's depressing, And you may live in a place where it's kind of gray and kind of depressing. And what you really kind of need is to get away. You need to go to the Bahamas. You need to go to some place where it's warm and it's beautiful and the sun is shining. That's kind of my feeling. If you already live in some place warm and sunny, then you're just dealing with like these more negative emotions. And then, so basically in December, it's the same thing. It's just, winter time. It's not really fun weather-wise. It's snowing out right now where I am, and it's just not that fun weather-wise. What you don't see coming is it's interesting because, this is Pisces. I think you guys get this card a lot. But there's all this fish there. And what you don't see coming is it's a girl who's taking care of her 4 stuffed animals, or 5, if you want to count the 5th person in the back. And what she's doing is she's just really focused on taking care of the family, feeding the family, putting food on the table. Going grocery shopping and doing laundry and cleaning the house. These are things that, practical things. Pisces is such an impractical sign that it's funny because on the one side of your reading, you've got this practicality. You were doing a lot. You got a lot done. And now, that's all gone to shit. You don't feel like doing anything, and you really need to. You may feel like you're not feeling it here, so you need to clean the house. You need to go grocery shopping. You need to take care of yourself. You may need to take care of of some other people too. And the main message is not to worry, to be more childlike, to be open-minded, to do practical things. And to focus on those practical things. But also focusing on family. I feel like some of you, this is, this is holiday, season. And some of you really need to work on your relationships to others. So that's coming in for me too. Some of you may have kids, and you may just be taking care of your kids and focusing on, what you're going to get them for Christmas and enjoying your holiday time with them. You may have time off, so you get to enjoy that with them. Emotionally, this is weird aggression from you guys. I feel like this isn't even you. I feel like this is somebody that that you're fighting with. It's a guy. You're dealing with this dude that has some aggression energy. This is the Knight of Swords, and generally this person is a good person, but he carries a sword and he's determined to win, and he doesn't take any prisoners, It's just weird that you're getting this in the place of emotion. You may just be very determined, Pisces. Emotionally, you may be just very, very focused on winning something, on getting your own way. I'm not sure why that's coming to me, but it is a little bit. But I still think you're thinking about this dude. I feel like a lot of female Pisces, you're thinking about this dude. And he's a good person, but he does have an aggressive side. He's, he just... I feel like this is an Aries guy. Could be an Aries or a Sagittarius male. Or you could be a Pisces with a Sagittarius ascendant or something. And that could be the fire, the fire energy that you're going in there and you're riding on this big bird, and you're going, and it's determination. So male or female, emotionally, you're very, very determined. It's I feel like you're hardened a little bit, and I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but that's what's coming to me. You're hardened. I don't know why. Your emotions have become harder. And it's interesting because these two things are side by side, and then we got the God card here. So I'm just going to show you how these kind of line up. So we got the emotion, the position of emotions, which is this guy, or it could be girl, riding into battle, determined to get what they want. This is someone who's fighting a good fight, but it's still more aggressive than what I would consider to be a Pisces energy. So you'd have to have some other, sign, in your chart, some other element in your chart that kind of made this make more sense. But it could be just another person that you're dealing with that does have more of an aggressive nature. They always have to get what they want, and you're having to deal with that. Interesting, what's coming towards you is that the energy is you're trying to beat the world off with a stick. You got all this stuff flying at you, all these things, responsibilities that you have to take care of and do, which may be why you've got this kind of determination energy. Because if this guy or girl decided to get on this bird and fly, that's what in a magical world, all those foxes would turn into birds. So it's just there's a lot of hectic energy, coming towards you from the outside, and emotionally, it's a little bit hectic. You're very determined, but it's a little bit hectic. Too hectic for you in your life to be sort of an emotionally positive place. I guess this card is positive, but only if you win. You're going to be unhappy if you lose. Obviously, this person doesn't even consider losing an option. So I feel like emotionally, if you get what you want, you're going to be happy. It's almost like you're so determined to get what you want, you haven't considered that what would happen emotionally if you didn't get what you wanted, and if you don't get what you want, it's sort of like if you don't get to what you want, you're like, it's not an option. It's not an option. I keep hearing it's not an option for you not to get what you want. And it's sort of like an inner conflict. So I feel like you're having an inner conflict. Emotionally, you're conflicted. You really, 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 really want something. And you don't consider what would happen. You're not really considering the outcome. You're not thinking about the outcome. You're just thinking about how good it'll feel once you get what you want. And it's funny because I'm looking up at this, there's all this artwork in the hotel room, and I'm looking up, and the butterfly is catching my attention. You need to be more like a butterfly. You need to live more in the moment, being less attached to the absolute need to win. To this absolute need, like it's an imperative. And if you don't win, then it's kind of like, I feel like if you don't win, you're going to be devastated because you're not prepared. And you're not willing to go with the flow. You're not willing to be in the moment. If you were a butterfly and you only had like 60 seconds in human time to live, what would you do? Would you take on this not negative, but aggressive approach? Or would you be in the moment and go with the flow? That's all I'm saying. The deal with this card is just there's a pile of shit that's kind of happening. The world is challenging you. It's like the universe is sending you challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge, and you're just like in that hamster wheel, just doing it. You may really need to take more time to sort out your bills. I feel like for some of you who are not paying your bills, sort out your finances too. That's coming to me. You're not really, I just dropped the card. You're not really focused on taking care of your business again. It's time to clean the house and get some groceries. It's time to pay some bills, get some organization going, and take more time to get things sort of just sort things out, basically. And the funny thing is the God card is the card where somebody is looking out for you. But it's what I was showing you is that the God card is looking down on all this stuff that you're going through. So it's almost to me like he knows, like this is what you're supposed to be going through. These tests are something that, you're, oh, I forgot to turn my volume up. Sorry, that you're supposed to be doing. It's like he's made it so like these are the tests. This is like what's sort of like fated to happen. And the outcome is the Spider, which is very interesting card. It's a tricky little card. It's got a lot going on. You don't even realize how much goes into this card. But the Spider is success through hard work, creativity, and patience. The Spider is constantly working. The Spider is constantly weaving a brilliant web. The Spider is constantly always networking, okay? Because he's building a literal network. So if you're the Spider, you're networking. You're either building your own business or maybe you have your own business already and you're working on it a lot. You're building a life for yourself. You're working hard on building a life for yourself. You're focused on your career. This is someone who, is very, very focused on their career. It's interesting because you have this person, this Pisces, that's very focused on family. But the outcome is career. So the universe is saying, and I'm kind of getting chills on this, The universe is saying to you, focus a little bit more on your family and find the balance between working so much and having time for play. You know, having time to do things that are fun. If you're working 24 hours a day, you're not sleeping right, you're not eating right, and you're not even really focused on spending time with people that care about you or people that love you. And there's just an imbalance there. This is the card, I usually think of this as somebody who's working like 80 to 100 hours a week. You know, they're getting like 4 hours of sleep a night, maybe 2, you know. That's not a normal, balanced life. I feel like you guys need to be more creative, do things that are more creative, because the spider is, it's sort of like that, you know, working smart rather than working hard. You need to work a little bit smarter. I don't feel like you need to put in so many hours. I just feel like you need to be smarter about getting things done in a practical way, which is interesting for Pisces. That's something, a major lesson that Pisces needs to learn. You don't have to do things the hard way. You can do things, and you don't have to go do, Rome was not built in a day. You don't have to do everything all at once. That's the caution with the spider, is that you're going to burn out if you're working, you know, 20 hours a day. It's sort of like, in a way, it's sort of like that saying, I know I'm saying a lot of cliche things, I don't know why in these videos, but it's sort of like that person that plants a little seed, you know, and it sprouts, and then because they want it to grow faster, they kind of pull on it, you know, and they want it to grow. I feel like you really, really want something. Maybe you want your career to get, you know, I feel like it's career that you're really focused on, but it's like a fixation. It's like you're overly fixed on this career and everything else is falling to the wayside. And the message is you need to find the balance between life and being in the moment and being like the butterfly, and being organized. I feel like, Pisces, you have a lot of work to do. Basically, you have a lot of work to do on yourself. It's not actual physical work. It's just things that you need to do, lessons that you need to learn that are important. Pisces, I feel like you almost have more challenges than everybody else because as a Pisces, you come into this world really unfocused and you're already sort of like the butterfly. But then you become fixated on maybe your career or things that you really, really want. And everything goes to shit. And so you need to really rebuild. And things can get really out of balance with you very quickly. So that's what I mean by work. I feel like you need to do more things with food because I feel like, Pisces, you really enjoy food. You know, make yourself a cup of tea in the afternoon. Religiously try to make yourself a cup of tea every day and take 15 minutes to have your cup of tea and not worry about stuff and just enjoy that cup of tea. And I think that's all for right now. So stay tuned for my mid-December videos. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you guys again soon. So I send you big hugs, big kisses, and take care.